Good night, everyone, and welcome to our last day of the ideation training. I'm trying to get my camera to work here, but we seem to be having some difficulties. Very well. In any case, I just want to welcome everyone to our last session of the ideation training. And tonight is a very special presentation as we are at the end of the ideation process. Please bear with us as we try to get this issue fixed with our camera. Very well. I don't know what is happening, but we are experiencing some technical difficulties. In any case, let us proceed. I would like for you to give me an indication if you can hear me. Very well. I'm getting the indication that yes, you can hear me. So we will proceed. And again, welcome to our last day of the ideation training. Good night. And my name is Silverio Marin. I'm the Incubator Coordinator for the FAO in Belize, and I'll be your host for this evening's training session. Tonight, as I was letting you know, we have a very special session as is our final session, and we will be sharing with you the next steps as we move forward into the incubation process. We are about to finalize phase 1 of our incubator, and we will be moving into phase 2 of the agribusiness incubation. With us tonight, we also will have Mr. Sergio Gomez, who will be sharing some information on the evaluation criteria for the application packages and some tips to help you present your business pitch. Now, just before we proceed with tonight's presentation, I'd like to remind you that this capacity building activity is being held under the project Technical Assistance for Inclusive, Sustainable, and Resilient Food Systems in the rural and peri-urban areas of the Cayo district as a result of COVID-19. The project is part of a technical cooperation program between the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security, and Enterprise. The Ideation training will offer support to you, the entrepreneurs, to transform your ideas into proposed business models. And just before we get into the meat of tonight's session, we will be sharing with you a short presentation on the next steps as we move along with the ideation training. What I'll be doing at this time is that I will be sharing my screen. There you go. And I'll now be sharing with you how we will move about with the application process. And after me, Mr. Sergio Gomez is going to come in to present to you all the tips on preparing a business pitch and also the evaluation criteria. So I am going to be letting you know now that we are moving into the phase two of the agribusiness incubation, and this is the enterprise incubation phase. And for us to be able to move into the enterprise incubation phase, we will ask you to apply to be able to move into this phase. And we will be sharing with you now the process that you will utilize to actually apply to be part of phase two. Now, just before we move into that, I want to share with you the timeline that we are following. So we're asking that you submit your application packages to be part of the phase two of the incubator between the 31st of January and the 7th of February. Right? Remember that this is the deadline, the period by which you can be submitting your finalized versions of the different materials that we are asking that you submit, and we will share with you the content of the application packages shortly. After we have received all the packages by February 7th, we will then proceed to carry out the evaluation of the application packages. The evaluation is going to be carried out by a panel of that is comprised by um, several representatives of the agricultural sector. We have private sector representatives, we have government representatives, and we have civil society representatives who are part of our National Technical Committee and who will be assisting in the evaluation of your training packages. Now, the evaluation is going to be carried out utilizing a tool, and Mr. Gomez is going to share with you all about the criteria that we're going to be using for the selection of the uh, the enterprises that will move on to phase two of the agribusiness incubator. And we expect that by the 28th of February, that's by the end of February, we are going to be announcing all those enterprises that have qualified to be part of the phase two of the incubator. These would be the entities that would have been selected to start the incubation process. After we make the announcement of the enterprises that have been selected, we will also be giving 1 month for you guys to engage with us. That is, that in the month of March, you will need to start the incubation process. That is, we will be signing the uh, memorandum of understanding with you and be discussing the way forward with the coaching and advisory services that we will be providing to your particular enterprises. Very well. The conditions for participation. So apart from having a criteria that we are going to be using to evaluate your training packages, we have a condition for participation. And these are the general conditions that we have utilized also during the announcement of the agribusiness incubator. So first of all, we're asking that all the applicants be Belizean. The second criteria is that your business must be located in the rural or the peri-urban areas of the Cayo district. That means that your enterprise must be located in Cayo. The enterprise must be agriculture based. Yes, so we have to have um, the enterprises with an agriculture focus, and they have to, or agricultural related businesses. And of course, we are looking particularly for those impact oriented businesses. And if you are filling out your Model C canvas, you will recognize that the theory of change speaks about the impact. So you would be able to qualify by being able to indicate to us the impact that your business would be creating to the environment or to society. Very well. Lastly, what I want to share with you is the content of the application package. So what are those things that you will need to submit for us to evaluate your business proposal? We are going to be sharing with you via Telegram the entrepreneurship profile form. And this form is one that you will be utilizing to share with us the information about yourselves and a little bit about the business that you are either thinking about or that you're already running. So the information in the entrepreneurship profile is something that you already have with you. We just want to be able to understand fully the context of your business. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the entrepreneurship profile form will be shared with you via our Telegram link. And of course, we'll also have it on our Google Classroom. We will then ask you to submit, along with the entrepreneurship profile, your business pitch. And your business pitch is a short video that you um, will will be sharing with us that will contain the general ideas of your business. And Sergio is going to be sharing with you some tips on how to put together this video, so the content of the pitch, and how you can strategize to actually present your business ideas. So this is going to be a short video, around 3 minutes long, just to let us know and to let our evaluation and selection panelists to get to know you as an entrepreneur and also to get to learn a little bit more about your business. And lastly, the third component of your application package will be your business plan. And by business plan, we mean the C model canvas that you are filling out. So we have been receiving several of the canvases. We have the drafts, and we have been providing feedback to all of you. Those of you who have recently submitted and have not received any feedback, trust that you will be getting feedback between now and next week as we go along evaluating your submissions. Very well. So this is the content of the application package. And remember that you need to submit all these three different documents to us via email, and you will be able to do that via our agri.incubator at agriculture.gov.bc email. And we do expect that you are able to submit this application package between the 31st of January and the 7th of February. So you pretty much have 1 week after tonight to be able to put together all the materials that you require, and you will then be able to proceed to submit your application package. Very well. Well, that's it from my side. We will now proceed on to having Mr. Sergio Gomez. Mr. Sergio is going to be sharing with you the evaluation criteria, and also he will be sharing the tips on how to put together a business pitch. Over to you, Sergio.
Good evening, guys. I'm happy to see you all here on the last day of our ideation training. Now we will be talking about the most important part of this process. How can you go into phase two of the actual process, right? Silverio mentioned a very important part of going into phase two is to actually prepare a pitch, right? A pitch is simply a tool or a way that possible investors will know about your business, right? What you're offering and what is your advantages, right? So what I'll be doing tonight is actually presenting some very important and useful tips that you can consider when creating this pitch, right? So, what is a business pitch? A business pitch is a business plan, and in this case, we're using a social model, the Model C canvas. So, all our pitch will be based around this model, right? So, it's a business plan that you present to potential investors, in this case, us, to secure funding or other resources or capacities that we might offer, right? So the pitch helps you explain your business to us or to possible investors to enable them to make the right decision, right? Why we should choose you. So it's very important to have something very, very catchy, very concise, very understandable, so that you can bring your ideas more effectively against to the panel, right? So, like I said, I'll be sharing some tips how we can make this very effective or creating the perfect pitch. So the first thing to consider is to be concise and to the point, right? No beating around the bush. So a good business pitch requires you to provide crucial points regarding your business. You can use statistics or visual presentation, graphs, or when you're doing your video, you can actually do a poster or something representing any information that you might have, and you can go skipping it or be very creative, right? Be creative so that it attracts our attention, right? Uh, Simplify the expression and ensure that the investors understand the facts right away, right? We don't want to be thinking or doing great analysis on what you are presenting to us, right? Let it be simple, right? Straight to the point. Getting to the point will hook your potential investors into following your topic without losing interest, right? Because if I have to be thinking what you're saying, then chances are I'm going to be losing interest, and you will not stand out of the bunch, and perhaps you might not make it into phase two, right? So be concise and straight to the point. To achieve this, you have to focus on crucial aspects of your business and summarize them into simple terms, right? So a simple graph might help. A visual aid helps a lot instead of just having words or you're just talking, right? So use your visual aids. Remember when you were in primary school how you used to do presentations with posters and stuff like that? Well, that's a good start, right? Note the time, right? We don't want anything too long. We're trying to keep between 3 minutes, around 3 minutes. So ensure to deliver your pitch within that time frame, right? And for that, you need to summarize your content and, of course, focus on your value proposition. But don't rush it, right? Yes, you have a time limit, but don't rush it, right? Uh, Try to finish your speech. Don't try to finish your speech prematurely, right? Take your time within the time limit, right? So that everything is understandable. Very important as well when you're creating this speech is to pay attention to details, right? Details do matter. So once you've presented a brief description of your business, get into the details and justify why we should invest in your business idea and show how you will offer solutions to a social problem and environmental problem, right? Remember the vision of impact, right? Remember your vision of impact in your Model C canvas. So make sure that in your pitch you can highlight that, right? Additionally, don't forget to add financial projections to your presentation, right? Remember to show your revenue streams, identify clearly what your costs are, what is your projected sales, and then so that we can actually have a net profit calculation there, right? So make sure all those things are highlighted there because, like we all know, the primary reason why we do business is to make money, right? So financial projection is very important. And also very important is your team. So don't forget to mention your team, right? In any business, a team is one of the most important assets a company has, right? Investors are concerned with whether topmost people in your company have the expertise and or experience to lead your startup, right? Highlight the most important details about your team, such as their experience and qualifications. You do not need to give details of everyone working for you. However, you may talk about the founders of the company who are your direct business partners. Give a brief bio of them, of the members founding your team, and ensure that they are diverse in gender and other aspects, right? So, gender gender equality and youth is very important. So make sure that you include those. When we discuss the criteria further on, you're gonna see how those come into play, right? So what are we looking for? Well, we're in the business page. What we want to look or what we're looking for is your Model C canvas, basically explaining that to us, right? Yes, you will submit a copy of that, but their pitch is actually highlighting the important parts of that, right? What is your vision of impact? How are you solving any social or environmental problems? What solution are you offering to those? So make that heard, right? Also, very important is your value proposition, right? Why is it that I should choose you over a competitor? What special are you offering, right? So make sure you highlight those things, and of course, the financial projections, your revenue streams, very important as well, right? So basically, your pitch is the Model C canvas, right? So we have spent more than 10 days, 10 weeks in developing this Model C canvas. So I guess everyone is quite or is quite well, not familiar, but they know where they want to take their business and they have developed all these aspects of it. So now it's your opportunity to actually present that to us, right? With your own words. And of course, use visual aids, any other props that you might have to make it more entertaining, right? So yes, the your pitch, your business pitch will actually be the Model C canvas. It's going to be based around that, right? So make sure you highlight those important aspects of them. But what exactly are we basing our selection on, right? I think that's a question that everyone has or everyone is interested, because this is what's going to take you to that second phase, right? And I guess all of you are here because you want to be on that second phase, right? So basically, the selection criteria is also designed around the Model C canvas, right? You have your theory of change, the business flow, and your organizational capacity, right? So we are considering that as well when we are selecting the next business idea that's gonna go into phase two of the ideation process, right? So basically, under organizational capacity, what we're looking for is for the education, what type of experience you have, right? When I say education, it does not mean that, or it should not make you feel that because you have a higher degree, your chances are higher, right? We're actually looking for experience or the capacity that you have to actually make this work, right? So education is important, but it's not a degree that we're necessarily looking for, right? Also, your location, very important. This is a pilot project, so it's based on the Cayo district, right? So where within that district you come from, or your business is working from, or you want to start it up from, will play a role in us selecting, right? That's going to be part of the selection process, right? Also, as well, we're trying to be gender equality and having a fair youth distribution as well. So we're considering female involvement. We don't really want to see one gender only business, but we want to have a very diverse and a very a mixed business team, right, gender wise, as well as with youths, right? So the age range that we're considering for youths would be between 15 years and 25 years, right? Um, so if you're between, you have participants within that age range, then that would be something positive for you, right? Team capacity as well, very important. Um, we're putting that against as one of our selection criteria. And the business flow is very important for you to identify your business opportunity, what innovation level you have. Are you using technology? What other sort of thing are you bringing on the table, right? As well, very important is your economic or the financial feasibility of your business, right? Identifying your revenue streams, uh, knowing what your costs are, and how how or your projected sales. If you have a clear vision, or if that's something that's clearly stated within your Model C canvas, and within your pitch, then that gives you a higher chance of actually going into phase two as well, right? Under the theory of change, we're of course, uh, uh, grading against the impact that you will have to the environment, and the social impact that you're addressing as well, right? Um, what solutions are we offering to any particular environmental issue, any particular social issues, right? Um, so basically, that is the criteria. It's broken down into three parts, just as the Model C canvas is, and they all will have different different weights um, within the selection criteria, right? And like Sol had, I mean, as like Mr. Silverio had mentioned before, um, we will have a panel of different actors or different stakeholders within our agriculture sector that's going to actually be grading your canvases and your pitches, right? So it's going to be a very diverse team that's going to consider your packages for selection, right? Um, any questions regarding how to create an effective pitch or concerning the criteria itself? If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. Silveria is here to answer any questions as well. So please feel free to ask any question. Now is the time. This is our last session, and and what you create as your pitch and as your Model C canvas will determine if you will pass into phase two of this process, right? So ask your questions. Now is the time. I'm here, and feel free to ask any questions. So, any questions, or are we clear? Because looks like we're all clear. Ask your question, guys. Now is the opportunity for that.
Yes, Sergio, it seems
And
as though we've had a
guys,
very
one
good
big thing
presentation
to it
tonight.
is be very creative, right? Just be creative. Make sure you highlight those important aspects of your Model C canvas, but try to be creative so that we can you can actually grab our attention, right? And your chances are higher. Okay, I see some questions here. Is there any program for the video? If if there any program for the video, well, I'm not sure if what you mean by program, but you can use any device to actually record your video. You can send us a link if you upload it anywhere, or you can send us a copy of it through the email, right? You can upload it on Facebook, make it private if you want, and just send us the link so that we can see it, right? Can this be done in PowerPoint? We prefer, or a video is required. You can have a PowerPoint as your visual aid, of course, um, and but we want to see you there, and we want to see you actually presenting on the Model C canvas. But like I said, you can use any prop that you want. PowerPoint can be one of them, but we want to see you on the video, right? What does phase two consist of?
Yes,
Uh,
Sergio, so maybe I can help you
Well,
here.
phase two is actually the incubation process.
Right.
So that's where those that actually qualify or actually were successful against our selection criteria would go into, and then you will be assigned trainers or incubators that will help you develop your idea or your or business plan. Right? Are you going to send a model of your pitch? I'm not sure what you mean by a model, but essentially what a pitch is basically a video or basically you presenting on your business model, right? On the C canvas, right? So once you have the important aspects of the model C canvas well explained, remember what I said, very concise and to the point, and you highlight all the different aspects of the model C canvas, then that's basically a pitch. Of course, remember to keep it between the time limit that we have stipulated. We are accepting drafts at this moment. We have received some. We're working on some, and we're gonna be replying on those shortly. But I'm thinking that maybe you can send us your draft before the time period that Silverio had mentioned before, which is going to be for receiving the actual your actual final packages, right? So whatever time between that you can send us, and then we're going to reply to you, right? The speech will be on the same due date of the canvas. Yes, it is a package, right? So there are three components of the package. So you need to send those three things when you send us the email, right? Send us the link of the video, send us the entrepreneur profile, and send us as well your Model C canvas. So everything has to come in one package, right? In the same email. Silver, you want to add anything? I We are not hearing you, Silverio.
Okay. Yes, Sergio. I very well. I think you can hear me now. I see Poliana there shared a question if we can send the Model C canvas in Word.
We're still
And
not
yes,
getting. I'm still
certain.
not getting um, voice feedback. No song from Silverio. Uh, but meanwhile, he sorts out any technical difficulties. I see some other question here that says, "Can we send the Model C canvas in Word?" Yes, you can do that. You can do that and make more space if you need the space to actually write any other information on that. So yes, you can do that. Thanks, very clear. We can't hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Um, any other question, guys? Remember, it's a package, so we're not expecting individual emails. We're expecting one email with the three components of that package. It's the Model C canvas, it's the entrepreneur profile, and it's the video, which is the pitch, right? So, it's a package. So send us an email with those three things, right? Like I said, you can use any prop, any digital tool or any physical tool, posters or whatever within the video. But we want to see you there, right? We want to see you there presenting. Um, uh, Usually, it's usually done. You're in front of a panel and you're actually presenting to a panel, right? But because of sanitary reasons, we're considering a video, right? So we want to see you on that video. You can use PowerPoints. You can use whatever other prop that you may have, but we want you in it as well, right? Okay. Someone saying I can hear him, so maybe it was from my end that I did not get the feedback. Let's try Silveria again.
Yes, I'm back here, Sergio. I don't know if you can't hear me from your side. I'm being told that you can hear me, and the participants can hear me. So if you allow me to answer this question from Otto, he says, "Do we need to be in the video?" And yes, we would like to see you in the video. We would like for you to introduce yourself and your company at the start of the video, and then you move into the content of your pitch. We have another comment from John Arana, who is businesses that are small and run by one person will likely lose points on the gender composition of the team and youth participation of the team. John, don't feel any way if you think that you're going to be left out. The criteria is quite broad, and there are specific weights that will be assigned to each of the criteria. So if you maybe do not fit one of the criterias, but you have an excellent um, theory of change, vision of impact, then that way the whole thing balances out. So you will still have an opportunity to be selected. All right. I don't know if there is any other question, but just to remind you about the dates that you guys have, remember that we have between the 31st of January and the 7th of February to submit your packages. Remember the content of your packages. It's three things that we are asking you for: the entrepreneurship or the entrepreneur profile. This is going to be shared via a Telegram link, and it's going to be a form that you will be able to fill, and it will have the general information about yourselves and of your company or the idea of the company that you want to form. You will also be required to submit the pitch, which is the video, and you will be using the tips that have been shared by Sergio to put together your short video pitch. And of course, we will also need you to submit your Model C canvas, the final version of the Model C canvas that you have been working on. And you can find all of these materials as well as the presentations from tonight in the Google Classroom. All right. I don't know if anybody else has any other comment that you'd like to make, any questions that you'd like to raise. Sergio is here also to share other tips on the pitch and the criteria, and here um, we are here to assist you all in putting together, you know, the business model for your enterprise. I don't see other comments coming along, so I think everything has been clear. Remember, we are here available for you. You can reach us out via our Telegram channel, and you can also reach us out via email. And there you have the Telegram link being shared on the screen. And many of you are already part of our Telegram channel, so feel free to leave your comments there. Any questions that you might have, any comments that you might want to share, you can leave them there. And we will now post the email address. Andy is asking for the email for the incubator. And our email address is agri.incubator@agriculture.gov.bz. And feel free to write us an email with your queries, concerns, comments, and also for you to submit your application packages for phase 2 of our incubator. Very well. We are also very excited, Maria, to have you submit your packages. We are really excited about what we're seeing already with the different drafts of the Model C canvases that we are receiving. We are very excited to see all these businesses come onto the market here in Belize. So looking forward to seeing all your submissions. Very well. I think that we have reached to the end of tonight's session. It's a very short session to share with you the tips and the criteria. And so, with that, I'm going to now move on to share with you a reminder more than anything. Remember that you're welcome to submit the draft Model C canvas with your business idea. We have been providing feedback for the C model canvas to those who have submitted their drafts, and so we are inviting everyone else to do so. Remember, you can do so by sharing it via email at agri.incubator@agriculture.gov.bz, or you can also share it, as some of us have seen being done, through the Telegram channel. Remember also that the final versions of the Model C canvas should be submitted between the period of the 31st of January and the 7th of February. The 7th will be the last day which you can submit your application packages. Remember, the application packages contain three separate components. One is the entrepreneur profile. The second is the business pitch, which is a short video. And the third component is your Model C canvas, which is your business plan. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email us at our incubator email, which is agri.incubator@agriculture.gov.bz, or you can send us a message via Telegram. You can access all the content and the materials of this session and the previous training sessions via the Google Classroom. You can also access the additional material via the Telegram channel, and you can also review the recordings of these sessions in our YouTube channel. So with that, I will say thank you for being such a great audience over this period of time. It has been a distinct pleasure to have been with you over these weeks, and we certainly look forward to seeing your application packages and your business ideas. We are certainly excited to review them. So, Sergio, I don't know if you have any final words to share with our participants tonight. I guess we're having some technical difficulties there. Um, but on behalf of the entire Incubator team, both from Belize and the Bahamas, we want to say thank you so much for being such a great audience. Thank you for being with us throughout these weeks. And we say good night, and we look forward to receiving your application packages.